Are you looking for the best resin 3D printer? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best 3D printer on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. ANYCUBIC Photon Mono 4K Resin 3D Printer. It might be smaller than its big brother, the Mono X, but it still packs a punch. The Mono 4K is the latest model of the ANYCUBIC Photon, one of the original resin 3D printers. Though it's solidly in the entry-level price of $250 to $300, the Mono 4K is extremely similar to the X in terms of feature set. The 4K's great resolution and standard build volume make it a very good option for users who want to make a large number of standard miniatures without much fuss. It's quite easy to set up even for newbies, and its compact size means that it can sit on a small end table without calling a lot of attention to itself. At 50 mm an hour max speed, the 4K will spit out miniatures very quickly once you get it set up, which is quite easy thanks to its online popularity. If you're an average user who wants to build an army of detailed orcs as fast as possible without breaking the bank, the Mono 4K is a great option. Build volume 132 mm x 80 mm x 165 mm. Resolution 3840 by 2400 4K. Printing speed 50 mm per hour. Printing accuracy 0.01 mm. XY axis resolution 0.035 mm. LCD 6.23-inch mono. Fast, easy to use. Rich online community. Number 2. Elegoo Mars 3 Resin 3D Printer. As the follow-up to arguably the most popular resin printer of the last few years, the Mars 2, the Mars 3 has big shoes to fill. In fact, if you search resin 3D printer on any search engine, the Mars 3 will probably be the first one to show up. Overall, the Mars 3 lives up to its reputation as the easiest resin printer to use out there, and it offers a robust feature set, too. The Mars 3's specs are a little bit better than its main competitor, the Mono 4K, in almost every meaningful category, especially its build volume. However, reviews suggest that it's not quite as fast as the Mono 4K over time. However, due to its popularity, you can find an absolutely ridiculous number of tutorials on Reddit and YouTube on how to use the Mars 3, and that's what gives it a slight edge in the beginner-friendly department. Overall, the Mars 3 is comparable in price to more premium resin 3D printers, but its ease of use and reputation make it worth a purchase, especially if you're intimidated by the hobby as a whole. Build volume 143 mm x 89 mm x 175 mm. Resolution 4098 by 2560 4K. Printing speed 50 mm per hour. Printing accuracy 0.01 mm. XY axis resolution 0.035 mm. LCD 6.66-inch mono. Number 3. ANYCUBIC Photon M3 Max Resin 3D Printer. If bigger is better is your favorite mantra, the Photon M3 Max might be the resin 3D printer for you. Boasting a ridiculous foot-tall build volume and better than 6K resolution, this is a machine that can print a heck of a final boss for your D&D campaign. It's also surprisingly speedy for its size, posting significantly better build times than smaller alternatives like the Mars 3 and the Photon 4K Mono. However, its size has some downsides. The Photon M3 Max weighs more than 57 pounds, it has a much larger footprint than entry-level models, and its ultra-large builds are going to cost you a small fortune in resin. Also, its rated power of 120 watts is almost double that of smaller models, so watch that electricity bill. Its price point of $1,300 is definitely a step up from other printers, but considering everything it brings to the table, it's fairly reasonable. Overall, the Photon M3 Max is a serious machine for serious hobbyists, and you probably already know if it's the right resin 3D printer for you. If you're in the market for a more newbie-friendly machine, you should look to its smaller cousins. Build volume, 300mm x 298mm x 164mm. Resolution, 6480 by 3600, 6K. Printing speed, 60mm per hour. Printing accuracy, 0.01 mm. XY axis resolution, 0.040 mm. LCD, 13.6-inch mono. Number 4. Creality Halot One Resin 3D Printer. When you consider that even the cheapest 3D printers cost $400 to $500 only a few years ago, the $200 price tag of the Creality Halot One is pretty staggering to consider. But while it's definitely a budget model, the Halot One has a robust feature set that's perfect for fresh hobbyists or beginners looking to cut their teeth in the 3D printing game. Its 2K resolution is more than enough for most projects, and its standard build volume can fit a standard miniature. It's not the biggest or the fastest, but for many users, the price probably matters more. The main argument against the Halot One is that you can get 4K resolution and significantly faster speed from a Mars 3 or Mono 4K for around $100 to $150 more. However, that might be the difference in purchasing a resin printer or not if you're on a tight budget, so it's ultimately up to you to decide whether those features are worth it to you. The Halot One is a nice little machine, and its price can't be beaten. For many budding hobbyists, it's a great place to start. Build volume, 130mm x 82mm x 160mm. Resolution, 2560 by 1620, 2K. Printing speed, 1 to 4 seconds per layer. Printing accuracy, 0.01 mm. XY axis resolution, 0.050 mm. LCD, 5-inch mono. Number 5. ANYCUBIC Photon Mono M5S 12K Resin 3D Printer. ANYCUBIC Photon Mono M5S has a 10.1-inch 12K monochrome LCD screen with a resolution of 11520*5120, achieving an X accuracy of 19 microns. It can print with exceptional detail, as fine as a human hair. The contrast ratio is 480:1, making models have sharp edges and distinct contours. ANYCUBIC pioneered the consumer-grade leveling-free resin 3D printer. During printing, the mechanical sensor on the cantilever arm detects the fit between the printing platform and the floating leveling module and automatically adjusts it based on the detection results. This eliminates the risk of leveling failure and improves printing success rate. Photon Mono M5S uses high-speed resin to achieve an average printing speed of 105 mm/h*, and is equipped with a high-speed release film, which reduces the release force and increases the speed while ensuring a high printing success rate. Prior to printing, auto device check and resin detection are utilized to check exposure screen, mechanical detection module and motor operation status and the amount of resin whether meet the needs to help start printing smoothly. In addition, printing status detection can report and analyze common bottoming out printing failures, improving printing efficiency. The new intelligent mode in ANYCUBIC Photon Workshop 3.1 can match exposure parameters according to model details and dimensions. And the new support algorithm further improved the printing stability and success rate, realizing one-click repair of damaged models, improved the speed of both punching and slicing. The Photon Mono M5S is in stock, not a pre-order, and you do not need to wait for long to get it.